It was Christmas break. I was in my cabin, sitting at my desk and playing Roblox. I scrolled through the games while sipping my hot chocolate. My eyes landed on The Underground War by Stickmaster Luke. To my surprise, there were actually a lot of players. I decided to play it. The second I joined, a powerful wave of nostalgia hit me. I joined in 2009, so this made me feel young again. After a few minutes of playing, it was actually more enjoyable than I predicted it to be. I almost forgot how old the game was. My full focus was on the game and my hot chocolate was getting cold. It was almost like I time traveled back to 2009. The only unordinary thing that was going on was the rapid speed of players leaving the server. Every minute, a player disappeared. I didn't think of it at the time, so I decided to continue playing. The amount of players leaving really only caught my attention when I noticed that I was the last one left in the server. I was slightly skeptical, but I brushed it off as another coincidence. I was about to leave when I opened the menu. I realized that I wasn't actually alone. There was one other person in the server with me. He went by the name of HappyTime927. I searched all around the map for him, yet I couldn't find anything. He wasn't saying anything. I decided to end the silence by asking him where he was. "Hey, where are you?"
"I am happy,"
he said. Do you know how to play?" He didn't respond. I was creeped out, but I figured that it was probably just another clueless person who is new to the game and isn't the best at speaking English. That was until he started saying more creepy, strange, and almost concerning things in the chat.
"You are happy."
I decided not to respond. I continued to look around the map for him. After a few minutes, I found him in one of the underground tunnels. His face was pressed against the wall and he wasn't moving. "Hello?" I asked him.
"You have to be happy,"
he responded. I know it's going to make me look like a scaredy cat, but that was terrifying. I could hardly sleep last night. I guess I'll update you guys if anything else happens. The chirping birds woke me up. I got out of bed, forgetful of what happened yesterday. I turned my laptop on. As soon as I opened Roblox, the game I played yesterday appeared in the continued playing section. That made me remember everything. I remember his username, so I searched it up. There was a green icon on the corner of his profile picture, indicating that he was playing a game. I was curious. As I scrolled through the servers of yesterday's game, I kept an eye out for the unsettling character of his. I eventually reached the end. I saw what looked to be him. He was in an empty server, all by himself. I joined the server, and the chat room had been filled with him rambling about happiness and how everybody should be happy. I looked through the chat for a while and then found something seriously concerning. I saw the chat from yesterday, the one that said, "You are happy." This discovery sent chills down my spine. Has he really been staying in the server all night, just talking to himself? I went to look for him, and when I found him, he was in the exact same spot he was yesterday. This was absolutely bizarre. I stared at him for a minute before he turned around and looked at me. This made me jump. I didn't say anything, but he did.
"Do you want to see my happy place?"
he asked. I stood silent as I was too afraid to speak. He left the server, and my inquisitiveness led me to seeing what this happy place was. I went on his profile and looked at his creations. There was one game. It was called Happy Place for Happy People. There was one person playing, which was most likely him. I joined the game. The sky was a dark, unsettling, and depressing cyan-like color. The grass was very green, and there were some flowers in a field. A pitch-black house was in the middle of the map. When I walked in, I saw cake on the floor. There was also a rose on the windowsill. I saw him in the server, but I couldn't find him. I jumped out the window, still searching. That's when I found a doghouse, and there was a bloodstain on it. I was grossed out. I stared at the doghouse for a few seconds before noticing his eerie character at the edge of the map. I walked over and looked at him. He quickly turned to me, causing me to have a mini heart attack. When I moved side to side, his whole body also turned that direction. He was watching me, Every move I made, I left the game out of pure fear. From now on, I will try to forget about this guy. He hasn't let me get enough sleep. Thanks for reading, I guess. I never thought I would be writing this. It all went down pretty fast. So if this part seems rushed, don't judge me. I'm still trying to process everything. I was playing some Doomspire brick battle. This was basically my feel-good game that took away all my stress. I was on green team and I was absolutely destroying everybody else. I was doing better than usual. I felt happy as I was about to bomb red team's last spawn. But right as I was about to place it down, I heard footsteps from behind me. I quickly pulled out my sword ready to fight. But the player who came down the stairs wasn't just any ordinary player. It was Happy Time 927. This made me come close to literally peeing myself. I thought I had already gotten rid of this person. "Why are you still following me?" I asked.
You aren't happy.
He responded.
He needs everyone to be happy.
Who needs everybody to be happy?
My master.
These two words managed to distress me more than anything he's ever said. This person has a master? Who needs everybody to be happy? This puzzled me, while also making me shiver. I left the game, hoping that he would leave me alone. I joined my friend's game. I needed to tell him what was going on. He was in his own game called Testing Place LOL. He seemed to be testing some sort of script. There's been this weird dude following me around in every game I join. Huh? He responded. Yeah, it's a long story. Tell me, bro. I proceeded to tell him everything that's been happening. When I started to talk about the Doomspire brick battle encounter, the player joined us. Oh heck no, my friend said. Why'd you lead him into my game? He's gonna kill me or something. The player followed us as we stepped back. We eventually reached the edge of the base plate that my friend was testing his script on. The strange person eyed both of us down. Then he started to talk, which was never a good sign.
You aren't happy anymore,
he said. These words put me in a stage of confusion that I have never felt before. Does he know about what happened last Saturday? Because since that day, I have not been happy anymore. I would tell you guys what happened on that day, but it's kind of personal, so I'd rather not. At that point, I just shut off my computer. I don't think I'm going to play Roblox for a while. This is the end of the story. Please find more info about this man. He scares me.